Today's review begins with a story told by Kate Reed.
Did you ever hear the old joke about the tailor who took 6 months to make a suit?
No.
And the customer says to him, "How come it takes you 6 months to make a suit when it only took God 6 days to make the world?" And the tailor says, "Look at my suit, and then look at the world."
Today we are reviewing the 1979 movie Plague. And the producers want you to know, don't panic! A movie with a disclaimer. This time our disclaimer telling us that sure, in real life scientists are working on DNA manipulation, and this movie is about DNA manipulation gone wrong. But don't worry, in real life scientists have safeguards and you have nothing to worry about. In our movie, they have safeguards and still thousands of people die, and you have tons to worry about. That guy just has epilepsy though, so we're told to just ignore him. Early on, we see a very angry doctor yelling at the board of directors of a research lab.
2 years ago, you thought this research was great. Then he gets on the board. Everything changes. Can't any of you think for yourselves?
I only invited you two here out of a sense of fair play. If you're going to start attacking the board, we'll stop this research right now.
After he calms down a little bit, he explains to them that nothing can go wrong. They're trying to make plants grow faster, and even if something were to go wrong, safeguards would prevent anybody outside of that room from ever being harmed.
You don't understand our safeguards. The high containment area has a negative airflow, and nothing can escape from there.
Meanwhile, in the super safe experiment where nothing can possibly go wrong, but probably will or we wouldn't have a movie, a doctor without permission is conducting the experiment by giving a super growth bacteria to a plant. She was not supposed to be in there, and the power goes off, and when she comes back, uh-oh, the door's been left open. Safeguards be damned, and she's not supposed to be in there anyway, so she doesn't tell anybody, and instead takes a little nap while she waits for her plant to grow. When she wakes up, all the rats in the room and in the glass enclosure are dead. At this point, she does call for help, but it's way too late by the time anyone even gets to the door. She is dying on the ground. Don't worry though. Don't worry, we have safeguards. Remember, negative airflow, nothing can get out of the room, so as long as no one goes in there, everyone will be fine. Unless whoever built the room put the fan in backwards and the nearby school children play with a bird that was nesting in the vent, And then, yeah.
There aren't any birds in heaven.
There are two. I saw a picture of them right above the angels.
Okay, but I still don't think there are any birds in heaven.
Okay, so now shit's starting to get real and people are dropping dead everywhere. The doctor, he sends his wife and kid off to London to escape the city, and the teacher of the students, she's flirting her way out of the facility.
What can I do for you?
Come in here a minute. I'll show you.
I can't. I have to stay in the hall.
Come on, just for a little while.
I can't.
Nobody will know.
Well, if you...
There's a couple scientists that try to sneak out by tricking security outside the building, and they get gunned the fuck down.
Hey! There's a couple of guys making a break for it around the front. Same place as before.
The teacher does get out, and we get ominous music as she hands money to a guy at a sandwich shop. So now we know it's being spread even further. And we later find out she's a carrier who has stolen a car by flirting with a guy promising to bang him in the back seat.
There's only one way I can relax when I'm tense.
What's that?
Let's get into the back seat.
Hey! Hey, you!
Our only real hope is to get to the carrier, hope she doesn't have the disease herself and is only contagious, and synthesize her blood in order to find a cure. Well, that's not great, but the super growth serum did make the plant grow to full size in like a couple hours. Overall, while there is a lot of sciencey mumbo jumbo that I did not understand, they're talking about bacteria mutations and there's close-ups of cells and there's an argument over whether to cure it by vaccine or further gene manipulate. I don't know what the hell they were talking about, but there is a ongoing fear of what's going to happen to all these people. You see actual deaths, so you know it's a possibility. So there is that section of it that makes it draw your attention. But there is so much sciencey stuff and a kinda weird ending of, oh no, is science evil? In the opening disclaimer of, don't worry, science won't hurt you, makes me, thou dost protest too much. As for cast and crew on this one, not a lot to speak of. The director did the Killer Kid movie, Bloody Birthday. The writer wrote some for the 80s version of Rin Tin Tin. And one of the guys that got gunned down running away was this dude in South Pacific back in the 50s.
Angel and lover, heaven and earth, am
I haven't done a review in a while. I'm glad to be back. This movie may have been more fun to review than it was to watch, but that's okay. There's more movies in the future. Thank you for watching, and as always, I shall try to do better next time. If I have a bonus clip, it will be right